Hey guys, it's Janixa and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to continue my collection and declutter series, and as you can see, today's brand is Orly. I'm not sure how many of these I will actually declutter, if any at all, so this one may be more of a collection video, but we'll see, you never know. I apologize for my voice. I have been getting over a cold, so yeah, I sound awful, but the show must go on. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start out with the first Orly, and this one is called Psych. Orly has some really great creams. They're so pretty. Next up, we've got Gotta Bounce. This one's really pretty also. Then we've got Summer Sunset. You guys can see that shimmer in there. There we go. This one I got from TJ Maxx or Marshall's, and I haven't tried it yet, so I'm actually wondering if this one's going to be more on the sheer side because of all that sparkle, but it's really, really pretty. Same with this orange one. This one is called Hijinks. So gorgeous. I really need to try these out immediately. Then we've got Sky Blue Pink. This one actually reminds me a lot of China Glaze's Pearl Jammin'. Really pretty. I'm usually not a huge fan of colors like this, but I don't know, I guess it's one of those things where in the bottle it doesn't really, do anything for me, but once I put it on my nail, it's just so beautiful. So I definitely need to give this one a chance. Next up, I have Rooftop Lounge. This is another TJ Maxx and Marshall's finds. You can find a lot of the older Orlys there. This one's really pretty, and you can see that it's older because of the cap. Next up, we have Kelly's Galaxy. This one's a really pretty shade. Kelly's Antimatter. This one is very unique. I don't have anything like this one in my collection. It's definitely very unique. I get a lot of fall vibes from this one. Then we have Kelly's Solar Flare, and to no shock to you guys, I think this one is my favorite because it is purple and it's beautiful. Then we've got Here Comes the Sun. This was such a great collection. What was it? I think it was spring 2021. So beautiful. It's coming up on the screen a little more bright, but it's actually more mustardy in person. Next up we have Artificial Orange. This is a beautiful polish too. Very neon-y. Next up we have Tangerine Dream. I love this one. It's so beautiful. Next up is Kiss You Later. On camera, a lot of these might be looking the same, but I promise they're not the same. Then a extreme favorite is Kaleidoscope Eyes. I am so crazy about purpley pinks like this. It's so gorgeous. I cannot get enough. Then we have Synthetic Symphony. This one's really beautiful too. Orly just really killed it with their spring and summer collections last year. They were just so beautiful. Next we have Beautifully Bizarre, and this one just looks so soft and ethereal. It's absolutely gorgeous. You're picking up that shimmer in there. It's so pretty. So next up in my Orly collection is a polish that I actually created at the Orly Color Labs. This was a fun online experience because obviously I didn't fly out to Los Angeles. I did it online on their website and it was a lot of fun. I created this pink one and it has a purplish shimmer in there, picking it up just slightly right there. and I named this one after myself. It's called Janixa, simply because there will never be a polish just randomly released with the name Janixa, so I named it myself. And fun fact, if you actually search my name, you know, like do a Google search on my name, you will come upon this polish. You can actually purchase this polish that I created, and I didn't know that. I didn't know that that's what happened when you created an Orly polish at Color Labs. I didn't know that it became available for everyone to purchase. You can also find this one, which is called Juliana, and I made this one with my daughter in mind. Look at that blue shift, so gorgeous. And again, if you look in the Orly Color Labs website, this one is also available for sale. So I thought that was really interesting that that happens. And I actually found some that I never purchased, like I never actually made them, but I made the color just on their website. You know, I made the bottle and I got all the way to the point of checkout, but I didn't fully check out. Those were still there, like to purchase right now. If I want to purchase them randomly, they're still there, like for anybody to purchase, I mean, not just me. So I just thought that was really interesting. I'm sure all of this is in the fine print with Orly, but nobody reads the fine print, so we didn't know that. Next up, we have Risky Behavior, and this one is really bright, really in your face. Same with this one, it's called Purple Crush. So pretty. Then we've got La Vida Loca. I kind of went through a phase of buying all of these purpley pinky type of Orly colors because I really enjoyed Scenic Route and stuff, and I just really enjoy polishes like this. So I went to Head to Toe Beauty and I found a few of them, and yeah, that's where I got these from. Next we've got For the First Time. Oh, I cannot get enough of colors like this. When I used to do my nails in the salon a long time ago, I used to always reach for colors like this, and I was never disappointed. Next up we have Happy Camper. This one is so nice. Then Neon Paradise. I love this one. It's a really great neon. You don't need a white base for it. It's gorgeous. Then we've got Plastic Jungle. I love shades of green like this. They're so beautiful. Then we've got Can You Dig It? This one, I think it came out spring 2021. Probably the least exciting one, but still a great shade. Next, we've got my all-time favorite Orly, and this one is called Scenic Route. I am absolutely obsessed with colors like this, and when I say obsessed, I'm not just saying that. I really am obsessed with colors like this. I could wear them all year round. I actually have to force myself to not wear these kinds of polishes all the time because I have such a large collection. I need to give a chance to other colors. But yes, this one is my most favorite Orly. Next up, we're going to look at 3 fun toppers, and this one is called What's the Big Teal? I enjoy funky toppers like this. Then we've got Warm It Up. Orly does really well with the toppers. I actually kind of want to see them come out with a topper collection. Then we have a classic Orly topper, and this one is called Turn It Up. This one is so cool. Next we've got Hot Tropics, and there we go. You can pick up that shimmer there. This one is absolutely stunning, you guys. I bought this one in store at Head to Toe Beauty. I'm actually very fortunate, and Head to Toe Beauty is only 10 minutes away from my house, so I go in there and polish hunt quite often. Next up, we've got Hot Pursuit, and I want to say this one came out summer 2020. I think so. Very pretty one. Then we've got Oh Snap. This one needs a good shake. I did shake it a little bit now, but it still needs to be shaken up. This one is, it's so good. Next up, we've got So Fly. I love this green. I love it. Ugh. It has such a good formula too. Next up is Far Out. Absolutely stunning blue. Then we've got Magic Moment, and look at how stunning that looks, you guys. Oh my goodness, I could stare at this all day. It's so beautiful. That blue shimmer in there, oh my goodness. Then we've got Lips Like Sugar. Gorgeous. Then we've got a polish from the Breathable line. This one is called Here for a Good Time. And I only got this one because, well, first of all, look at it. That shimmer in there is gorgeous and it really drew me in. But I will say, I'm not a huge fan of the Orly Breathable line. They say it's a one-stop manicure, which means that you don't need a base coat or a top coat, but I'm already, conditioned to use base coat and top coat, so I use it anyway, and I find that this just bubbles up on me a lot. Like, I get all kinds of bubbles and it just does not last. And I thought, okay, maybe this really is something that you shouldn't use with a base or a top coat. So I didn't use one and the same thing happened. So I'm not a huge fan of the Orly Breathable line. This one is a newer polish, so I still haven't used it, but I do want to give it one more chance. I do want to give the Breathable line one more chance and see, if maybe I have a better experience. So we'll see. This one will be the tester. Next up, we have Bubbly Bombshell, and look at how stunning this one is. Orly does glitters so well. Next up, I've got It's Brittany Beach, and of course I had to get this one. This one is kind of a classic. I think it reminds people of Sally Hansen's OG Pacific Blue, which I did manage to get, in a D-stash trade, so I'll compare them once I have that one in my hands. Next up, we have Red Rock, and if I'm not mistaken, this one was fall 2020, I believe. Something like that. And I remember being kind of disappointed in this collection because some colors looked a little different, in the swatches or in the promo pictures than they did when you actually swatch them. Next up, we have Wild Abandon from that same collection. This one's pretty. Next up, we have Canyon Clay, and it's appearing on screen a lot brighter than it actually is, but it actually is much darker, and it leans much more brown than orange in person. And this was the one that got people because everybody thought this was more of a rustic orange, and then when we got it in our hands, it's a brown, so that was disappointing. Next up is Sagebrush. I did shake it, but you could still see that it needs to be shaken up some more. This one was really pretty. I enjoyed this one. Next up, we've got Midnight Oasis. This one's gorgeous. Next up, we have one that was highly, highly recommended by, I believe it was Go Polished, Lori. I'm sorry if I got any of that information wrong. I'm just going based off the top of my head. This one is called Frolic, and it was really hard to come by, and yes, it does need a good shake. But I remember her saying how much she enjoyed this one, and it's like the pinkier version of Scenic Route, so I knew that I would enjoy it too, and I kept searching for it and kept searching for it, and I did manage to find a bottle for like $3.50 online, and I snagged it up immediately. It's so beautiful. Next up, we've got Olive You Kelly. So beautiful. I think this is probably a second or third Orly favorite for sure. Then we've got Angel Eyes, and look at how gorgeous this is. Look at how it sparkles. I absolutely hate the cap, but the polish is just stunning. Next up, we've got an Orly classic. This one is vintage. It is beautiful. We can obviously see why it is a classic color for Orly. Next up, I've got Inexhaustible Charm. I think this one was what, winter 2020? Or, yeah, I think winter 2020 or winter 2019, but I'm leaning more 2020. This was a beautiful collection. Then we've got Infinite Allure. Love shades like this. Next up is this one. I don't know how to pronounce that. From the same collection, and it's beautiful. This one actually reminds me of an indie polish. There's so much going on in there. Next up, we've got Untouchable Decadence. Gorgeous. For the last polish on this rack, we have In the Moonlight. Alright, you guys, that's it for my very first Orly rack. Surprisingly, I only have one more. I don't have a lot of Orly. I'll explain why once I grab that second rack. Alright, I have the second Orly rack in front of me, and yeah, let's go ahead and get started. The first one is called Let the Good Times Roll. Then we've got this really funky one. This is just crazy. It's called Anything Goes. I just got it because it just looks so funky. Next we've got Kelly's Emerald. It's really pretty. I love that there's blue in here. It's really gorgeous. Then we've got Kelly's Green. Then from their Lisa Frank collab, which I absolutely love, we have the topper Hits the Spot. So beautiful. They did so good with this collection. Then we've got Stargaze. These two toppers were absolutely stunning. Then we've got Mermaid Tail. Look at how beautiful, you guys. And then one of their newest toppers, we've got Turn It Down. Love this one. Alright, we've got Dancing Embers from their Winter 2021 collection. Flight of Fancy. Ephemeral. This one is stunning, you guys. If you're only picking up one from that collection, let it be this one because it's gorgeous. You can build it up on its own, or you can use it as a topper, and it's stunning either way. Then we have Awestruck. Whispered Lore. This one is really beautiful too. And we have Touch of Magic. Next we have Special Effects. This one was a TJ Maxx find. Next we've got Gorgeous. We've got Orly's Black. This one is called Liquid Vinyl, and we've got the residue from stickers from TJ Maxx. I hate that. Then we've got the Orly French Tip shade. It's called Point Blanche. I'm actually going to get rid of this, you guys. I don't need it. I have the Orly Whiteout, and I prefer this one over this one, so I'm going to get rid of the Orly French Tip. Next we've got Mirror Mirror. Seafoam Blue. These were all Target and TJ Maxx and Marshall's finds. Shimmering Mauve. This one looks a lot like Dancing Embers. Let's compare. Oh, there's a difference there. So it warrants keeping both. This one is called Pastel Lavender. Gilded Coral. Dance With Me from their Spring 2022 collection. Golden Afternoon, Blue Iris. I do have a swatch and review of this collection up on my channel already if you're interested. Parks and Parasols, Artist Garden. The last one from the Spring 2022 collection is Province at Dusk. Then we've got XOXO, really pretty, from their Valentine's Day trio this year, February 2022. Then we've got Sweetheart, Pretty Red Jelly. And then the topper from the collection is called Crush. Then we've got November Fog, Luxe, Million Dollar Views. See, Orly does these shimmering metallic-y polishes so well. I love them. Then we have Rage, Celebrity Spotting, Mirage, Glitz, Party in the Hills. I just recently found this one at TJ Maxx and I loved it. It's beautiful. Alright, lastly for my Orlys, we've got the Lisa Frank collab shades. These are so pretty. I really love the packaging. That's why I kept them all. But here, the purple one is Make a Splash. The green one is In Your Zorbit. And the blue one is Sky's the Limit. See how cute? I keep these in a different spot. I don't keep them on my Orly rack. I put them on display on my shelf. And here's the next set. How pretty. The pink one is Pretty in Pink. The orange one is Easy Tiger. The yellow one is Sunday Sunshine. Unfortunately, for me, the formula on these just wasn't typical Orly formula. They were very sheerish, like they just did not seem to build up as well as most Orly formulas, so I was a little disappointed in the formula of these, but overall the packaging and all of that, it was all very cute and very on point. As you can see, you guys, this was a relatively short video with Orly. I do not have a lot of Orlys because I once believed that the formula didn't quite mesh with my body chemistry very well. I felt like I would put an Orly on and then an hour or two later it chipped. I don't think that was Orly's fault. I think that that was my fault. I wasn't properly, prepping my nails. This was when I first started in nail polish. So now that I have learned how to take care of my nails much better, I put on an Orly polish and it lasts just like other polishes last on me. So I'm starting to rebuild my Orly collection again, and yeah, so far I like what I've got. Alright guys, that's it for my Orly collection. I only decluttered one polish and it was just kind of random. I actually didn't really plan on decluttering anything, but yeah, I don't need this one anymore. One polish is gone. Yeah, that wraps up this video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!